Okay, what's up, everyone? I'm back with another review session. And this time I'm going to be reviewing Good Time with spoilers, of course. Now, the reason why I'm reviewing this movie, Good Time, even though it's actually, well, first of all, I have to say it came out like, I don't know, almost 5 years ago. It came out back in 2017, so 4 to 5 years ago. And this is also an indie movie, so I don't know how much attention it might have gotten. But I really wanted to check this movie out because, first of all, I heard that Pattinson's performance in this movie was great. And if you don't know who Robert Pattinson is, he was in the Twilight franchise. And also, there's going to be a new movie coming out of his next week, and it's a pretty hyped up movie. And you know which movie I'm talking about, The Batman. And because I'm looking forward to the movie and him in the movie, I wanted to find out what kind of actor he is. So, in order to know that better, I decided to check this movie out. And I'm going to be talking about it in this video. So first, let's first talk about the plot. So, I mean, the plot was quite simple. I mean, it's an 1 hour, it's an hour and 30-minute long movie. Well, 37 minute long movie to be precise. And so, of course, you cannot expect it to be too complex or too stretched out. So it was a very simple plot, yet an enjoyable plot, in my opinion. It worked. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a decent plot and it completely worked, regardless of how simple of a plot it was. So the plot was just about is really about Pattinson's character as Connie Nikas, who is trying to rescue his brother from prison, who and his brother's name is Nick Nikas, I think. Right. His brother's name is Nick Nikas, and his brother is about to be sent to this therapy program sorry, where Connie doesn't want his brother to be at. That's why he tries to find out ways to bail his brother out of prison so that his brother doesn't go there. And here's how it happened. So honestly speaking, if there's anything I had a complaint about, or not exactly a huge problem with, but it was sort of a minor problem in my opinion, that was the initial minutes of this movie was a bit chaotic. They were a bit chaotic because of the fact that so many things were happening, and they were so quick and so noisy that I found it to be chaotic. Therefore, staying engaged in the movie was a bit difficult. However, they sort of like make up for that by making the latter half of the movie a bit more peaceful and a lot smoother. That way, sort of like balance it out. So it wasn't really that big of a problem. The reason why I say the initial minutes of the movie were a bit chaotic was mainly because we have Connie, who's trying to rescue his brother from prison. So he's trying to find out ways to like arrange money for the bail. And then you have his brother also like coping with the environment of the prison, which is not a very, pretty environment. And and then like, these two like, aspects coming together sort of made it chaotic for me. But then that's just me. But moving to the best part of this movie, and I really have to say, what I heard about his performance was actually true. He was really good at this movie. Robert Pattinson, of course. He, as Konstantin Nikas, was really good. And before I really dive into his character, I just wanted to first say his swag in this movie was also very dope, with the earrings and a gray hoodie and red jacket, as you can see in this picture. But then also his way of delivering dialogues with that accent of his in that movie. I think it was really amazing, and I really liked it. And that's why I have to say his performance was really good. He really played a character well. And this may not be so significant to the movie, this scene in particular, but I just wanted to just touch upon it because I thought this scene was a bit hilarious, mainly because so here's how this scene starts out. First of all, we have these two characters sitting next to each other watching TV together. All of a sudden, Connie's face gets shown up because he's actually a wanted criminal, so his face gets shown up on the television. So in order for him to avoid this girl from watching or from seeing his picture on the TV, he starts kissing her. And just like the transition from these two sitting calmly and watching TV together to all of a sudden kissing each other, just so that she doesn't see his face on TV, was a bit hilarious to me. So that's why I just wanted to share that. Now, moving on to the next point, this might also be a bit out of the blue, but I just really wanted to talk about how, the setting of this movie was really, like, was quite perfect in my opinion. And what I mean by that is like the place each scene took place in. For example, there's this one scene I remember in particular where Connie is talking to this another criminal over here who has this like wounded eye. So he's talking to him about how he's a much better person. They're trying to compare each other they're comparing each other with each other, and trying to find out who's a much better person. And you have like Pattinson's character saying, I'm the better person, I'm a way better person than you. And then they both are basically arguing with each other about who's the better person. And that particular scene with the setting of the movie or the environment they are in coming together was sort of very enjoyable for me, in the sense that I was really feeling the energy. So I also just wanted to put that out there too. I know it might seem a bit weird and out of the blue, but I still wanted to share it. Now, moving on to the final point, that is the ending of the movie. So the ending of the movie wasn't really, what it was expected to be, especially because the expectation was Connie was supposed to rescue his brother from prison, or at least bail him out by and that's what I mean by rescuing. But basically, find out a way to help his brother get away from prison so that he doesn't have to be sent to that therapy program. But things don't come out the way it was expected. Connie gets arrested for being a criminal, and he basically gets arrested for all the things he has done, and gets sent to prison. And whereas his brother, on the other hand, he gets sent to the therapy program anyways. And the reason why it is satisfying, even though it wasn't what it was expected, was mainly because I think both of them ended up going where they really belong, like for the better or worse. You have Connie gets sent to prison for all the wrong things he has done in the past, and brother who needs like who really needs attention gets sent to that therapy program. So that way it's a good thing, like how both of them get sent to where they belong, for better or worse. And mostly for the better, actually, if I were to be honest. And I also really found it creative how the directors of the movie, they first zoom into Connie's face and on the expression of his face, then zoom out of his brother's face, as you can see in this picture. First they zoom into his face, then they zoom out of his brother's face. I think I really found it creative how they do that, or, or I really found that creative because that way they sort of capture the their reaction to where they finally end up being in the movie, the reaction of the two brothers of where they finally end up by the end of the movie. So that's what I really wanted to say. And that's really all I had for this video. That's pretty much what I had for this video. And here's a reference just like that, just to give credits to people who were behind this movie. Of course, there's a lot more contribution done to the movie, rather than apart from these two directors. But yeah, it is what it is. And once again, thank you for watching this video. Just hang on there.